evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you are having a fantastic week. And for those of you who were in the line of the solar eclipse, wow, that was magnificent. I watched it on TV and was mesmerized by just the power of the universe. It was amazing. Here in Portland, it was cloudy, but it broke just ever so slightly so that you could see just a small smidge of the moon and the sun crossing paths. And it was fantastic. Of course, I didn't have my glasses, so we were not looking at it for very long, just enough to grab a quick glimpse of it as it went between clouds um, and the fog here in the Pacific Northwest. And so, but it was magnificent to see on TV. And so many of you who were in the line of totality, you got a fantastic show, an amazing show. And some of the things that they were talking about, how in the pure darkness, all of the nighttime insects would start coming out. So it's really amazing how, all of the animals and nature, really revolve around that. They don't have clocks, they don't have watches, but they know, right? They know when it's time to wake up, they know it's when it's time to go to bed. It's absolutely fascinating to me. So was it was just amazing to be a part of that and to be able to have it televised. Because, 20 years ago, that sort of thing wasn't televised. And definitely farther beyond that, it wasn't. So I have been lucky and blessed to see two and experience one in person in my life. And that was just amazing. In 2017, we had it here in Portland, Oregon, and it was fantastic. So lots of energy, huge, huge energy, things coming up for people with the eclipse energy. And so now, as we're on the downhill slide of that, things are starting to get back to a little bit more normal type of environment. So, if you were having trouble sleeping, if things and issues were coming up for you, all the reason because it was there, it was brought up to uh, be seen again and to be dealt with. So, over the weekend, though, I got the pleasure of doing a class with a gal. I think she's in the Midwest. I could be wrong. Maybe she's in New York. She might be in New York right now, but she is a spoon bender. And you ask, wow, what is that? She literally uses energy and, of course, her hands, but usually using the energy and the power of her mind to easily bend spoons. And I thought it was very intriguing. So I signed up for her class on Sunday night and I went down to Goodwill and I grabbed some spoons and I cleared them energetically, make sure that no one was still attached to them who wasn't going to allow me to do this, and sat down. It was an hour and a half class. There were about 20 people in the class. And she is just talking and explaining, each one of us is different as far as how we come to the point of being able to use that energy and bend the spoons. And it took probably about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And, the first thing was, to ask the spoon if it wanted to be bent. And one out of my four spoons said yes. So I worked with that spoon for 40 minutes to no avail. I wasn't getting it to bend. So I thought, well, I'm going to try another spoon. So I asked one of the other spoons, do you want to bend? And I got yes. So I started playing with the energy of it, and I could literally feel the spoon heating up in my hands. It was the craziest thing. And as she's talking and I'm listening, and she's talking so that it occupies your conscious mind, so that your subconscious mind can go to work and bend the spoon. So pretty soon, all of a sudden, it literally felt like the spoon was melting in my hand. And I thought, huh. And I heard, "Do you want to bend the spoon?" And I answered, "Yes, I want to bend this spoon." And it just started to bend. And I looked down and I literally was bending this spoon, this metal spoon. It was crazy. And as I did that, I picked up the other spoon that I couldn't bend that I'd been working on for like 40 minutes. And I asked it, I said, "Are you ready to bend?" And it was like, "Oh yeah, let's do this." So then with no it was just so easy. It was just like butter. And I bent that spoon. Now that spoon was a little bit thicker, so that amazed me even more. But for those of you who can see the video, here is my spoon. And I even did a little twist in this one. It was just the craziest thing. And here's the spoon that I worked with for 40 minutes and finally was able to get it to bend. So, why am I telling you this? Well, besides the fact that it was just pure fun, um, this spoon I've been keeping at my desk. Why, you ask? Because it's a reminder to me that anything and everything is possible. And yes, you hear this from everybody all the time. Everything is energy, everything is possible. You can manifest everything, right? But how many of you out there are just a slight bit skeptical and you're like, "Yeah, I'm not really sure about that," right? So for me, it was like this was the proof that anything is possible, that our minds are so powerful, powerful beyond anything that we can imagine. And the energy that runs through our body that we connect to with all things every day: spoons, trees, animals, plants, our clothing, our cars. Everything is energy and we can connect with it. We just have to be able to sit down and take that moment to really go into that space of calmness and quieting the mind and feel that energy. And that's what it took for me to bend the spoon, is to find that energy, to feel that energy, to feel the space, as they say, in between the molecules, to be able to find that point where you could bend the spoon. So I've had I've had a couple frustrating weeks at work. And so this week I've kept this at my desk. And every time I feel that frustration come on, I'm like, nope, nope. Anything and everything is possible, right? And it automatically shifts me and puts me into a different space. And so, what I am imploring to you is to find that thing that gives you that power back, right? That says, "Oh no, everything is possible. And I know this because of this." So, what is your spoon? What is your what is your little piece that reminds you when you start to feel a little frustrated, that reminds you, no, this is possible. Everything is possible. So I implore you to find that within yourself. Maybe you don't even have to have a spoon, right? Maybe you can just feel it and you can call upon it within yourself. So I implore you to do that. Whenever you're having a frustrating day and you're thinking, "Oh, this just isn't going to work," right? We all get those days. We're human. We're supposed to have those days, right? But then we're also be supposed to be able to bounce back from it and grab your spoon and say, "No, everything and anything is possible. So what do I need to know?" So I hope that you can find your spoon to give you that little boost that you need. And if you want to know more about the spoon bending, you can reach out to me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. You can also reach me there for any type of reading or healing, and I will contact you and we will set something up. It's fantastic that way. All right. Well, right now we are going to head to the phone lines. We have Lucy in Michigan. Good evening, Lucy, and welcome to Your Time to
Hi.
Shine. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Okay.
What can I do for you this evening?
Um, there's a few things. I'm going through quite a bit because I broke my elbow when I had surgery on March 14th, and I was just, wondering if I'm going to like heal soon or like how like kind of what my condition is.
Okay, wow, that sounds brutally painful. My goodness. Um, yes, let me check in here really quick. And as I do that, there's just going to be a little moment of silence, and then I'll be right back to
Okay.
help you. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, Lucy. Um, what I'm being shown is this point in your life. Was this your dominant arm um, that
Oh,
that you had
no,
the
no, it's not my dominant.
okay, so
Yeah,
it's
no, it's
not your
my left arm.
okay. Okay. What they're showing me is this is about flexibility and being flexible in life. And so what they're showing me is that because of this, you're looking at things through a different lens, how you do things, how you show up in life. And so they're saying yes, you're going to heal just fine,
That's
and
good.
you're yeah, and things are fine. I see angels around you. I see how
Oh,
they
wow.
are working to heal your elbow, and they're saying, the bigger portion of this is to remain open and to remain flexible. That I just keep hearing the word flexibility, flexibility, flexible.
Oh, that's good.
Um, so it's things that happen always teach us something, right? And
Right,
so yeah, so it's about just looking at your life and saying, where are the areas of my life that I may not be very flexible right now? And then taking a look at those um, to see how you can shift that to be more flexible. Um,
right.
hold on, I'm trying to discern what they're showing me. Hold on. Um,
Okay.
so they're showing me like a tennis racket, or I don't know if it's a tennis racket, it might be ping pong, but they're showing me a racket, where
Oh,
where you're using your hand and you're using it to swing. Um, so yeah, I don't know if that's a literal sense, like if if you are, if before this, if you were playing tennis, or if it's something that intrigues you and that you're going to pick this up after the fact. But they're showing me like this swinging motion and being in
Oh,
motion and
oh wow.
going forward with it, right? Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
I know I'm not into tennis, but I did play ping pong a long time ago, and actually it sounds fun.
Ping pong is great. I love ping pong.
Yes.
I don't get to play it very often. But
Oh
what
wow.
they're yeah, what they're showing me is that playfulness in life too, right? Doing
Yes.
things that light you up, that bring you the joy, um, and bringing back almost like that kid, right? Finding that
Right.
kid within you again and going, huh, I wonder what I could do, right?
Right.
Because so much of the time we limit ourselves with our mind and our brains, and they're saying, no,
Yeah,
no,
we do.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, and it goes back to the flexibility, right? They're circling me back to, yes, this is about that flexibility piece of it. So
Right.
just being open to what is coming in your way. Um,
Right. That's true. Yeah. And
because
I was
if
also. Oh, go
oh, go
ahead.
ahead. Yes. No, go ahead.
Oh, and I was wondering too about like relationships because I've been having like I'm very independent, so I like living on my own, but I have a hard time liking everyone. I mean, not everyone, but I have a hard time finding that connection. When I meet someone, so I'm just like it's like I don't know. I just was wondering because if I can find a connection soon because I've been single for a while, but just having a hard time finding a connection with someone.
Again, it's funny. They're circling me back again to being open and flexible. It's like there's almost a part of you that's holding back, um,
Right,
that is not allowing yourself to have that connection. Um,
right.
they're showing me that it's past wounds, possibly, that's
Oh,
holding
I'm
you
sorry.
back.
What was that?
It's past wounds.
Oh, oh, that's true.
Wounds, yeah. So, or past hurts, right? Being hurt in
Yeah,
either a relationship or, um, it could have even been a friendship, right? But there's some
right,
level there that you're just not allowing yourself to have that true connection and open up to somebody.
right.
Um, so until you're kind of ready to do that, and it's great to be independent, and you can still. What they're showing me too is that it's like it's black and white for you, right?
Mhm.
The
Yeah,
independent versus the relationship. Well, I have to give up my independence if I'm in a relationship, right?
right.
So they
Yeah,
say it's about blending and letting there be the gray areas, okay? Because
yeah.
that's what's going to open you up to that connection and to that relationship. Because you can, you can find
Right,
that right person that's going to let you be independent and say, well, I'm going to do this, or, I need to go read my book. I need to go be in my space for 30 minutes and I need to rejuvenate and reset. And you just need to be able to find that type of a person that understands that. And that's that
right.
connection, right? And
Yeah.
so it's just allowing yourself to have that. On some level, you don't believe that that's a possibility.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
So it is reminding yourself that yes, it is a possibility. There is that person out there who will also need their own space and time. And even if they don't, for someone to
Yeah.
come in that says, yes, I understand that you need 30 minutes to yourself when you come in from work,
Mhm.
or, if you've had a busy day. And I'm willing to give you that, right?
Right,
Um,
right,
so asking, so feel into that energy of what that would feel like for you, right?
right.
That's kind of that
Yeah, because I don't.
manifestation.
Yeah, I like to have things in common. With a person that I don't believe in opposites attract. I mean, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Right.
because
So
I don't want to have
feel
to change my lifestyle. That's the
no, and
problem.
well, and absolutely you shouldn't have to change your life for somebody else, right? It
Yep.
it
Yep.
should be it should just flow, right?
Yeah.
So feel into that energy. Look at it as if
Yeah.
that person is standing in front of you. What would you do? How would you guys talk to each other? What would that feel like, right? And
Right.
start
Yeah.
thinking that's part of that manifestation process, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
release it. Go, "Okay, yep, that felt great. Wow, okay." Go about your day. The next day, maybe you think about something different of how that relationship would be, right? And
Right.
then you release that and let that go, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah.
You're they're saying they're saying that you're almost there. That you're almost there.
Oh,
You
really?
just have to yeah, you just have to release just a little bit more and let yourself relax around it all, and it will
Yep.
happen. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I'm trying to decide too what job I'm going to get because with I can't list, till like May. So now I can't decide. I have a couple jobs lined up, but I don't know. I'm just having a hard time, deciding what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not
Um,
sure.
yeah. Excuse me. Um, it's a time for you right now just to be in that space of healing and allowing your body to heal and do what it needs to do to repair, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, fantastic. Is there anything else that I can help you with this evening?
No, that should be good. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. Enjoy your
Yeah.
evening.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Thank
That was
you.
fun too.
All right. Next, we have Sherry in Connecticut. Good evening, Sherry, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Thank you, and thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. What can I do for you this evening?
Okay, what I'm going to ask is if you see any changes coming for me in any area of my life would be okay.
Okay. Perfect. Let me just tune in here really quick and I'll be right back with you. And there'll just be a little moment of silence as I do that. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Sherry. Wow. Okay. So what I'm seeing is like I'm standing there and I'm like going, okay, what's to my left? What's to my right? Oh, wait a minute. What's over there? What's over there? It's like it feels like all of the things that you've been asking for, all of um, the changes, it's like you focused on one or two things and they didn't materialize. So you went, okay, and then you focused on a couple more things. And now it's like the universe is going, hey, wait a minute. We've been working on these behind the scenes, but they're all now coming together at the same time. Um, and it could feel a little overwhelming because you're going to feel like they're coming at you from every direction, which is
Hmm.
fantastic, which is great, right? Um, because the changes are going to be good, but they could be overwhelming because they're all going to be kind of happening around the same time. So, what they're saying is just take one thing at a time and focus on it. And then take the next thing and the next thing and like break them down into manageable pieces, if you will. Um,
Hmm.
because I think that you're going to get a little bit of whiplash. It's going to be like, wow, where did that come from? Wasn't prepared for that. Um, and they're showing me that that's when change happens, right? Is when we're not looking for it, right? We're comfortable in the things that we're doing. And so it's going to push you out of that comfort zone a little bit. But remember, these are the things that you've asked for. So, you know, they're all the good things that are coming up. Um, does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Because I'm at a point in my life where, I've been alone for 8 years, and I took a little chance because if you don't make yourself vulnerable to someone, um, you take a chance when you do that to get hurt or not. Do you know what I mean? And
Yes.
I was talking to somebody for about a year, and we finally, you know, spent a little bit of time together. But he kind of pulled the rug out from under me. He stole something in my apartment before he left. And I
Oh,
was just
wow.
shocked because I thought we had something really good between us. And, it's like I said, if you don't open yourself up to people, you'll never find anybody. So, after all the time I've been alone, I take a chance and it ends up not being good. So that kind
Hmm.
of set me back a little bit.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, when I meant by change, anything that's good, even in relationship, do you think that what you're saying is different things are going to be happening? Is it going to be in like most areas of my life, or maybe just a certain area of my life?
It feels like there's change coming from multiple areas of your life. Um, and also, I'm hearing, um, the what happened between you and that person. What that did is it showed you that you could open up, right? Because it's taken you this long to actually open up. So they say, you know what? You need to continue to do this, to continue to open up, because that's how you're going to find that person that comes into your life that brings you guys together. And so because you had this experience, don't like put all of your I don't know, your cards down and say, "Oh, I'm not going to do that again because of this situation." So,
Mhm.
they're asking you to look beyond that. Okay?
Mhm.
Sherry, we're coming down to the last few seconds of our show. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's
I
okay.
would love to talk with you more, but I do have to say goodnight.
Okay. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Bye bye. You too. Bye bye.
Well, that does it for me, everyone. Thank you for joining in this evening. Find your spoon, okay? Find your spoon. And we will see you again next week.